Good morning, good morning, good morning. Back at it again, your favorite driver trainer. All right, so last video was letting you all know it was a small situation with a drop load, and I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Um, I am about 50 miles east of Albuquerque now. Tell you how I got here. I'm gonna tell you how to work the situation, opposed to getting into an uproar and complaining about making your money and this, that, and the third. It's a lot of things put in place for you to get your money. For you to get your money, there's a lot of things put in place. So, let me explain my situation. Well, Albuquerque, New Mexico, overnight got a lot of wind and it's snowing right now. It's snowing right now. Okay. I'm empty. It's snowing. It's kind of windy. Most people will freak out. All right. So this is how you work the situation. Um, I am down to I'm only at about, let's see, I'm gonna say about 2,100 miles to scan in for the week. It sounds scary, but it's not. Let me show you what it is. All right. So honestly, let's say this situation didn't happen and I would have got another pre-plan, and I'm far gone from here on the East Coast somewhere, maybe in Georgia by now or something, or even Oklahoma, or on the outskirts of Oklahoma, heading to Tennessee or Arkansas, I mean, or something like that. Let's just say, for instance, uh, and I got the miles, right? Picked up the miles. Well, I had a good 3,500 mile week, easy. It's not hard to do it. Y'all continue watching the videos, and I'll show y'all how to get your miles, like how to get your miles, how to run your clock to get those miles. You know what I'm saying? And how to run your recaps and all of that. But that's beside the point anyway. All right. So working this situation because I done got down here. Wake up in the morning, wind blowing, snowing, it's cold as heck. All right. Now let's combine all this together. All right. For me to break even in a week, I need 1,600 miles. That's just to break even. All right. So I've broke even. Now I'm into making money. I'm into put money in my pocket now. All right. But so now you're looking at it like, well, you only got 2,100 miles. I mean, I got close to 2,200 miles, but you're right. All right. And it's Tuesday. Wednesday is the last day to scan in. And, if you're lucky enough to catch it in time, you can work a trip in. Okay, so with that being said, all right, let's say I catch me a load today, because we got to figure out how to play this because of the weather. All right, so the report is saying that it's gonna taper off around noon, in which we all know the sun touches the top of the sky around noon. And my biggest thing right now is the snow and how cold it's gonna be, because it's like light snow, kind of wet. How cold is it really gonna be? Is the sun gonna touch the top of the sky, melt some of this down? Next thing is the wind. I mean, I can't check into the wind until there's no ice. So my next obstacle is the wind. How high is the wind? Because I'm empty, and 9 times out of 10, I'm probably driving to Amarillo, Texas, which is about a good 200 miles from here, from where I am now. Um, Close to 200 miles, I believe. And all right, now I'm trying to map all of this out. How will I get paid? How will I put at least $1,000 in my pocket for my troubles and I only drove 1,000 miles? This is where you utilize your driver manager, the business team, and all of them, and you let them know what's going on. See, a lot of people get so caught up and always want to talk about how Stevens is not paying the money and this, that, and the third, and they had you sitting and this, that, and the third. Yes, they got the freight, and sometimes you do have to sit in a situation, but you explain the situation and get them to understand what's going on because they're not driving the truck. The only thing they can tell you is what you know. The only thing they can do for you is give you a solution on what they would do. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, they're listening to what you have to say about the situation because some of them people have never driven a truck. Some of them have, but you got to think about it. Yo, some people have retired some years ago. The highway changes daily, so you got to explain the situation. So when it comes down to me making my money for the week, let me tell you how this works. Okay, so I'll talk to my DM in the morning. If I end up sitting for too long, I've gained loss of revenue pay. I'll gain loss of revenue pay depending on the situation. I've gained loss of revenue pay for up to $1,000 before. Like, and that's me sitting a couple days because of situations like the situation I'm in. Uh, see, now put that on top of the 2,100 miles, close to 2,200 miles I had, in which I had put a couple $100s in my pocket, and then I will get paid for um, the mix up down at the Walmart. I will get paid for that because that wasn't a situation on me and I could have kept rolling. Now I'm stuck in a situation where the weather might prevent me from moving. So you talk to the right people. See, you got to have a lot of positive affirmations around you in order for you to um, understand how the game works. Because you got to know that, let's just say you had your own truck, you're running under your own authority. If you know the game, understand they're 100 steps ahead of you at Stevens Transport. They know the game too. So you gotta understand something. Yes, they know you can go out here and you can make they know what these loads really paying for you to drive all the way from Los Angeles, California, all the way or Colton, California, all the way to um Florida. They know what that load is paying. Reefer is some of the most highest paid freight. It's some of the most highest paid freight. Reefer is. They know what it's paying too. So that's why you can call and say, hey, look, man, I'm not making my money. I'm hauling these loads for Stevens, and that's all I'm doing. Guess what? Somebody come out the blue, send you a message. Look, we're gonna take care of you because they have to as a company, right? You know. Oh yeah, y'all see my black auto enthusiast hoodie. My fiance got it for me. It's a group that she's part of on Facebook, and it's very exclusive. You can't just get this. It's exclusive, you know. Yeah. But anyway, and y'all go look for her. Ever since the podcast, she has a podcast, you know. So, but back to this trucking thing. Um, I I can get in a uproar sometime about certain things at Stevens Transport because for the most part I do agree with them on a lot of things as far as safety goes, and it's certain things that's because I've never had an accident. I kind of try to I try to stay out of the way, so and at the same time, if if I have any problems out here, I can call the right people at Stevens Transport and get things taken care of. So you guys gotta just kind of. Sometimes you hear things about Stevens Transport. You hear the good. Yes, they're a great training company, but you can't make no money there. I beg to differ. I don't show my I really don't show. I tell you, yeah, hey, I made this much money this week. I can tell you, I've had more good days than bad days. I mean, well, let's put it this way: more good weeks than bad weeks. Uh, but I have bad weeks just like any other driver. Just like any other driver, I have bad weeks too. I'm not finna sit here and say every week I make $2,000. Well, I can show you where I can go on a consistent run where I make 2,000 or better for 5 weeks straight. I can do that, and then I might get 2 or 3 weeks where I don't make that kind of money. You know, um, managing fuel, that's my biggest thing. I will argue anybody down about fuel. Um, I don't run my cruise control. You'll end up doing a lot of braking on doing cruise control. You'll end up doing a lot of braking. And driving a car, driving a car, if you drive it on the highway, you get better fuel. When you're doing stop and go, you get better gas mileage in the car when you're on the highway. When you're in your hometown and all you do is go from here to there and stop and go, you kind of notice you burn a lot of gas. And it's the same thing in the truck. So when you kind of cruising, you got people cutting you off every day. I don't care how fast you think you're going or how slow you think you're going, and you know they're going fast, or I know they'll break out. I have more control with my foot on the throttle because I can come out of that throttle when I want to. With a cruise, it's just cruising. And then you letting the sensors take over and all of that. Look, I'm old school. I was trained by an old school driver. Actually, I trained at Careers Worldwide, and the guy who played in what's the trucking movie we everybody love, Convoy. That he was my road instructor that passed me. Old school. I don't do no cruise control. Old school. Everything I've learned, I got it from the old school. So if y'all don't believe me, call up to Careers Worldwide. That was my road instructor and passed me on my road test. If y'all don't believe it, Antoine Williams, I graduated out there in 2018. Called him. The man from Convoy. He was my road instructor. And anybody else out there who went to Careers Worldwide, if y'all know about it, y'all can vouch for it. I'm old school. I don't use no cruise control. I look in my mirrors vigorously. I'm on it. Checking it out. Checking it out. Checking it out. That's me. Because I'm old school. So these sensors and all of that, them gadgets and all of that, don't none of that impress me. Don't rely on none of that. I'm old school. I don't run no cruise. You can go over there and ask fuel department if you want to. They'll tell you, look, that man had 0% on cruise control. I never run cruise ever, and I do run an 8.0 or better. So I can show you how I get this money, man. But I just had to drop another video. I got time. I'm sitting here looking at the snowfall. You know, hopefully by noon it melts down or whatever. But I'm not complaining. My check is gonna be beautiful when I scan in. So I'm not complaining about anything, y'all. Look, check me out. But I'll let y'all know. Antoine Williams, your favorite driver trainer at Stevens Transport. Wizard Kenworth Kelly with a face. Y'all come see me, man. Check me out. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this, man. Look, just like and subscribe. I'm gonna continue dropping these videos for y'all whenever I got time. Holla at me.